Much happier having the games closer together, but the pressure is on, and BetBoom have already dropped their 2 series, of course, versus the theoretical other top 2 being Hellraisers and Team Spirit, and we're wondering, how that's all going to play out. And this is one of those matchups where you got to just grab the W. If you're BetBoom.
If you're VP as well, right? We're kind of expecting BetBoom. That's where that comes from. Kind of expecting BetBoom to be the better team. And they've got the star-studded roster that we expect a lot from them. They've disappointed us at the major, starting to disappoint us here in Tour 2. This is their chance now. Whereas VP kind of starting their tour, they've only had 3 series played, while the majority of other teams have played 5 or 6. So still a decent road for VP to travel down to maybe steal that 3rd place spot, which was something we considered in Tour 1, was that 3rd place spot seems to be, 1st and 2nd kind of locked in, and 3rd place the one that gets handed over to somebody else potentially.
Yes, and of course, last season that was between BetBoom and Team Spirit, as we were just like, they're going to battle it out, see who's 1, who's 2 at the end, but so far it's that Hellraisers and Team Spirit who are currently undefeated. So, and I'll just say, I think the first series we cast, if I'm not mistaken, was Virtus.pro, and I was really excited for this roster because it's FNG. I love anything that has to do with FNG. And we were disappointed. It was a bad outing versus Hellraisers. They got crushed. But since then, they picked up the W's. And if there was any captain I would want in this region going against the supposed super stack and super team, it would be FNG. So if they've been slowly growing their confidence as a unit, and he's able to really break down and figure out why BetBoom are struggling, maybe they can just do it. Maybe Virtus.pro can take that 3rd slot.
Yeah, because we've seen, I think, Squadix in that mid lane. Even though he's had disadvantageous matchups, thinking about some nasty times when he's played Ember against God knows what, he's still able to, pull things out of the bag and get stuff done. Noticed kind of an unsung hero on this VP side, because we know how well Squadix and Kiritich can play when, like you say, captained by FNG. I think draft is so important for a team like VP, though. If they can get themselves in a position where lanes are decent and they go into that mid-game cruising, things can look great. But here in game 1, Trent, they're already against a broodmother in the hands of Nightfall.
5 seconds remaining.
Scary, but obviously they did this intentionally. They know that if BetBoom have first pick,
They didn't forget about Brood.
Yeah, don't forget about Brood. They know it's coming. So this is their planned response. They're gonna go with the Undying in terms of a stable position 5 versus the Broodmother, which we talked about a little bit. Since she likes to be up in your face quite a bit of the time, it is useful to have that. And then on the other part of the map, they're gonna go with that Beastmaster. Just because, you know, Beast, Hawks, good vision. You know, if the game goes late and maybe you're the underdog, if there's one thing that can help you still win that game, it is having the vision and the foresight into what's going to happen in those late game scenarios, because it just takes one decent stun and that can be it, you know?
Yeah, especially when, you know, you've got someone like Squadix who plays these Ember Spirit kind of heroes, having that bit of vision, you know, scouting out a Pugnant in this example. Very squishy guy, get him with the slight chains. All of a sudden you start that team fight off well for yourselves. And I honestly wouldn't be surprised to see BetBoom ban out the Ember, just as like a bit of respect for Squadix, because that's been his best hero over the past couple of tours, I think.
Yeah, I would agree for sure. It's just like, I think the hero is still one of the best heroes in Dota. It's not like he's like broken, but he's just good. It's like picking Ryu in Street Fighter, you know? It's just, he'll get the job done. He's not the best, you know? But you can fit every situation. You got tools for every situation, and that's what really matters.
Jack of all trades.
And I did not lose like 10 matches straight last night in a raging feed grind. All right.
To Ryu or as Ryu?
No, I started playing Dan, and any Street Fighter players out there are just gonna be like, "Why?" And you know what?
Wait.
I don't know either, but he's cool.
There's a Street
his
Fighter
name's just Dan.
called Dan.
He's a joke character. I'm trying to think if there would be like a Dota equivalent. It'd be like if like he started as a character that like made fun of another genre that was copying Street Fighter, and so he actually was just the worst character in the game by design. It's kind of like picking Earth Spirit in the year 2023. He's probably the worst 4, but you know, you're styling it, it's cool. Yeah, that's not necessarily true about Earth Spirit. I just want to flame Earth Spirit a little bit until he gets patched. But anyway, now I'm
stones.
cool.
That's all Earth Spirit needs, more floating stones.
Just how about a real shard? Vision, more stones.
Oh yes.
It's almost there. Where is the Primal Beast, Gary? He keeps getting banned in our games.
Yeah.
I want to see more Beast.
It's like some teams, you know, they've got the balls to pick him first phase. Like, okay, here's our Beast. We're going to flex him. He's mid or off lane or pos 4. And then majority of the time, he's just second phase banned, isn't he? Left and ignored and then banned. So what else we got? Sniper, Primal Beast, Slark, Rubik, Abaddon. Abaddon ban.
5 seconds remaining.
I guess against the Brood, you're able to just sustain yourself in lane alongside an Undying and not really care about it too much.
Yeah,
But
who wants to deal with the flex there as well? You never know when that Abba's going to go. I guess with an Undying and a Beast, you hopefully would, but very stable pick. They just grabbed Mirana. But that's like 2 years. I thought Mirana was like really broken because she's had a almost 60% win rate in DPC matches for like 2 years.
Wow.
She's always been really, really strong. But I think over time, I've shifted that a little bit to be less of like the hero's really good to just being that if you are strong on Mirana or if you are a strong laning team, I think she's extremely stable to pick up at this point in the draft. I think this is like this exact slot where you have to pick and they do the double pick. It's like Mirana just fits here because she's going to have a good lane. She pairs extremely well with any offlaner that's like somewhat self-sufficient. You don't necessarily need like arrow stun setup combos like I think a lot of people might hope to do. It's just an idea of like, I'm gonna poke and prod the whole laning stage, and what are the chances they're gonna be able to kill me? Like, come on, I'm Mirana. I'm just gonna leap.
Yeah, it's like, what other heroes go there nowadays? Especially when you know you have a melee offlaner, you want a ranged hero, so you're not thinking about your tusks and your earth spirits and stuff like that anymore. Ranged pos 4s just don't feel like they exist anymore. In a good way. You know, you can think of like Scarlet Mage is okay, but I think you're right. Mirana's just the most stable one of the lot.
Oh my god. We made it this far in a BetBoom draft that was talking about the Toronto-Tokyo clockwork, and that way Virtus.pro listening and didn't ban it for once. Haha. All right.
Finally.
Is this the first time we... No. Is it? I feel like we haven't seen him play it.
We haven't cast him play this tour.
Yeah, I don't think we have. Oh, yeah, he probably has cast the game. We just haven't been... Yeah, you're right. He probably played in a game we weren't casting or something. But, like, yeah, we kept calling for it. Because, like, I don't know. It looked like his best hero in the last tour. I'm looking now. I don't think he's played it. I think we're back, baby. This is it. This is the first Toronto Tokyo Clockwork of this tour. They want some green W's once again.
Against Hydra, they had a clock. No,
except for 2 days ago. Oh, saved. All right, nice. Thank you.
Toronto Tokyo is playing Disruptor. Wow.
That could still happen. Well, you know, not Disruptor, but theoretically. I mean, there is some movement in terms of lanes, I suppose.
Nah, when Pugner's picked, that's a save hero, right?
Hey, man. maybe they're getting nasty with it, okay? You never know.
What is this obsession with Pugner for save anyway? Like, you know, I'm not saying it looks bad. It looks decent in the majority of the games he plays it, but is it worthy of first phasing?
Harder to execute, but better Mirana.
Okay.
In some ways, it's like Mirana that can hit tower, but is slightly more vulnerable in lane. It's like you don't have a leap, but you're so fast and you have decrep that you kind of have similar survivability in my eyes. Downsides, 0% chance of ganking it in most situations.
Right.
Whereas Mirana at least can hopefully be set up for something.
He was much better at like sniping couriers, dragging waves, pushing buildings. Leslie, Ember ban. Kind of expected that going into the last stage. Need a mid laner for VP. And for BetBoom, same story, looking for a GPK hero, it feels like. Nightfall on the Broodmother, we've got Pure playing Morphling, 2 supports in Pugner and Clockwork. And VP looking to answer this Brood Morphling with a Naga Siren. Naga does well in lane against Brood, right? And then in-game as well, being able to deal with the split pushing and that annoying nuisance of Brood cutting into your jungle.
I think the Naga ban probably should have been in place of the Abba ban. I feel like I would be more annoyed. Like, I'm more annoyed seeing Naga here than I would be seeing an Abba there. I think most teams, when they pick Brood, tend to go for that. So let's be curious to see if that sort of bites them. I'm also really curious to see what Squadix does here, because they have not really done this with their drafting, where he gets the last overall pick. I feel like in most situations, they would have picked the Ember here and waited for the last pick for the carry. But there's so much given. Like, you see the offlane and the enemy carry that you want to be like, you know. So, like, you should be picking your carry here. This is the correct play. But I'm really curious to see what, like, how deep does Squadix's hero pool go to make this worth it?
Yeah, you're right. The majority of the time, he's being picked like 3rd or 4th slot.
10 seconds.
And, like, it's kind of the same idea, like, general idea of a hero. It's like Ember, like, sort of jumpiness or, like, DK. I mean, he has played some Zeus.
Yeah.
That's a little bit different in terms of less, like, this style that we've mostly seen him play, at least I feel like in the games we've been casting.
And is that the kind of hero we want from him here as well? Because you've got the push from Beastmaster Naga, you've got a bit of team fight from Undying Naga Beastmaster. It feels like what they're lacking is kind of long range damage or big nuke damage coming from some kind of Zeusy source.
I do wonder though, like, I mean, the Pango, you said, it's crazy that Pango's still in, first off, and they're to be picked. They banned the Puck in the left track. I'm wondering, all right, if BetBoom take Pango, what do they do? Oh, they take Storm. Okay.
Because
like Pango is much easier to usually like counter pick and stuff. So I was curious if there was like a big slap down counter pick that I could think of. But versus the Storm Spirit. He was really good body. Yeah, they're gonna take a Pango. Yeah, that's pretty solid.
You know, worry a little bit in lane about the Vortex against the shield crash, being able to cancel it, but that's not a massive deal when you're playing the game, you know, 20 minutes onwards. The only issue Pango's really going to have this game is like hook shot into morph right-click damage. Morphling one of the heroes that can kind of stand there and hit him, even if he is kind of shortish range. You might see a Dragon Lance out of Pure just to be able to enable that. But yeah, I think Pango there, you're right. A surprise being left all the way to the very, very last pick. And a good one at that. I
can't believe they got Naga Siren and Pango. I think overall this draft, like if these were reversed and it was BetBoom with the top lineup, I'd be like GG. You know what I mean? Like I just feel like
this.
Yeah, it just feels like such a solid strat altogether. Yeah, it looks really good here for VP.
Yeah, loads of combos, Song into Arrow, Roar into Arrow, Pango rolling around. We'll find out how it all pans out though. VP against BetBoom, game 1 of this best of 3 coming up, but first a quick video from EGB. We're just about ready to get underway as BetBoom. Looking at that draft again, I realized it's very signature heroes, isn't it? Save, Pugner, GPK Storm, Pure Morphling. Yeah, I mean, Nightfall, Broodmother. Hell,
Yeah.
looking very strong.
It really is everyone. It's true. Yeah. I mean, even Toronto goes Clockwork, right? In terms of his role, that's what we've come to love. So maybe I don't know if that's just happenstance of like what they felt like in the draft, or maybe there's been some discussions on the team of just like how's everyone feeling about their heroes? Like, are we having hero issues? What heroes would you like to play? What heroes do you think are good right now? And this, yeah, you're actually right. This is literally like when I think of these players, these are pretty much the heroes except for maybe Pure. You know, he gets a little wilder with some of his crazier picks, but obviously he's an extremely good Morphling as well. So
I mean, when I think of Pure, I think of Sniper and then Morphling, honestly.
Yeah.
Those are the big ones for me. I'm not sure about Nightfall, though. It's like Brood is a patch hero, or like a hero of the past year and a half. But when I think of Nightfall, I think of like Dawnbreaker. That's the first one that comes to my mind. That might just be...
That's true.
That might just be back when he was playing carry, right? On a couple of TIs ago.
Mm-hmm.
A Radiant Stormbreaker.
Now just a dirty off-lane Brood picker.
Yeah. Yeah.
The things we must do to adapt.
Brood Pugner lane as well is like the most toxic thing you could imagine.
I remember in one of his interviews, I think a couple times he's answered this, where they're like, why'd you play off? And he's like, there weren't any good off-lane players. He's just like, I'll do it. Like,
so they have two of those players then. They've got Toronto Tokyo, who's like, there's no good fives. Like, there's no good threes. So they have a mid laner as a five, carry as an off laner.
We got egos. They're just like, I'm so good at Dota. I'll just, whatever role it is, I'll just be the best. Which, I mean, Nightfall kind of is so good. He's right.
Did you see mid lane?
No.
Not. He sent it and body blocked the storm, so he couldn't body block his wave. So now look at the wave in mid. It's on Squadix side of the river. That's really cool. I don't think I've seen that before.
No, will that shift these EGB odds for you? Yes. As they're heavily favoring BetBoom. do we take a couple points off VP because of that? It's like, oh, they're actually pretty solid, guys.
There's the 3.168 just because the Naga body blocks in the mid lane. Oh, that's pretty cool. And it didn't mess up any bounty runs or anything, right? 2 for 2 at the start. So evenly traded there. And is currently looking at that top lane. Beastmaster, he can have a bit of a tough time when he's being run at by the enemy carry. And you've got Sayos dragging waves around. Toronto Tokyo won't be able to gather things up and connect them. Mirana also going to snipe out a creep on her way through that top jungle.
That is one thing. I do think Clockwork's one of the best fives in most situations, but versus Mirana, you just like do nothing in lane. Like, what are the odds you're able to kill a Mirana? Pretty much zero. And like even trying to keep her away from your carry at times, like if she has any leaps, trying to like cog push her or like protect your carry that way is so difficult. Tokyo is doing the funniest pull right now. Yeah, he's eating so many right clicks.
Just the Beastmaster of all heroes. Notice probably wishing he had balls or something there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Storm against Pango. GPK is hammering this in the first couple of levels. Even denies it. Wow.
This was a ban that was happening in the first phase, right? And like a lot of our games for various regions and teams, we have seen Storm prioritized pretty heavily. And GPK is certainly someone who can fall into that category.
Man, just watching Squadix miss a couple of last hits under tower when he's already so far behind feels real rough. That's what, 2 minutes 30 delivered in the mid lane. While GPK already has his plus some money saved up. And this could be a good one for the GPK Storm, especially when he's moving into these side lanes where Morphling's having a great time. Broodmother, not so fun. No. Looks like Kiritich and FNG able to hold their own against the Pugner. Even playing aggressively now on to save. Send a couple of illusions forward, spamming decay. I guess now BetBoom both have wands. Should be okay.
I'm pretty sure I've seen this exact lane picked like in response to first big Brood, where the teams have just gone Undying Naga Siren. Like they're so confident in it that they'll do it immediately to start of the draft. So
yeah,
it kind of makes sense when you're watching this. The Pugner is interesting though, because he is helping to clear up some of these illusions a little bit, which a lot of supports would struggle with. But the mana pool is getting a little bit low.
FNG, please spam some more. I need stick charges.
Yeah.
So top lane, Pure lost his courier to another Mirana lane dragging nonsense move. Just keep manipulating those waves. That's not a comfortable one for BetBoom, but they're still getting good farm on the Morph lane. Looks like Sayo yeah, give it to the Beastmaster. Dragon over there, try and get into Helm a little bit faster. Brood and Pango both on the catch-up game. This is one of those interesting things, like you said. Pugna, 9 last hits because of illusion kills, and Mirana's been sniping out some neutral creeps on her migration through the jungle.
Yeah, I never realized how terrible the scaling is on Riptide, actually. Like, the fact that it goes from 40 damage to 45 damage. I mean, the armor's cool, obviously, but, like, it's not like it's, like, stacking up when it's... Oh, oh, geez, it's been a long time with that.
Is he just dead?
Yeah. Yeah, he got hard ditched under the tower by FNG, and the Pugna tilted this in a way that I don't think they were anticipating, or at least FNG wasn't. Or, I mean, more realistically, Squadix was getting so hard owned mid, he said, like, I can't let this guy get a water rune.
Yeah, that's probably it, right? The Pango's making the call, like, something needs to change mid, or else this is lights out for us.
Yeah, but he still got a water rune and Squadix still didn't. Like, FNG had to take the water rune anyway. So I don't think his rotation was very fruitful to the mid lane, and it just sacked Kiritich for a death.
He's getting blasted by the Pugna, and 2 points in Insatiable Hunger means Nightfall actually able to trade hits with the Naga quite successfully.
Man, it's actually so bad that it was First Blood too, because it's gonna give the arcane boots so much faster than any other. Like, just how, even obviously killing the carry's good, but like that's really bad.
GPK trying to kill Squadix. He's so close. TP comes in from Mirana. Pango survives. Mirana's going to leap in, but miss the arrow. Sidestep by GPK, who might go for this kill now. Pango thinking about moving forward when he's got mana for Swash in a couple of seconds.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, man, Squadix.
Oh, this is scary.
And he don't want to go for it now.
Wait, save fire.
What, another arrow?
Yeah, I don't know. He's 5 mana away. He's going to go for the YOLO arrow here.
Go on.
On a wing and a prayer.
He's gonna hit the catapult. The big fat catapult's in the way.
Yeah, that's fine actually. Just new catapult. It's all right. That's actually value because Pango had to go home. Yeah, once Squadix leaves, that's really all you're sitting there for at that point.
And now Mirana's left that top lane. Even all her hard work hasn't given notice the best of times. Look at him, 11 CS, 12 on the Mirana, 11 on the Pugna. Beastmaster, very sad. While top 3 last hitters are all BetBoom heroes. With like 10 plus denies each.
Yeah, these lanes are getting absolutely bodied. And remember how Nightfall was having a pretty bad time at first until they rotated out that Undying. And then it just went all his direction. And like, look at Save, man. Like he's warding behind the tower now. Dude, Kiritich is in so much trouble right now. He didn't get raindrops or anything either. I mean, not that it feels great versus Pugna, I get it. But he is just gonna get absolutely annihilated.
Yeah, and they have double arcane boots on this bot lane. Not just the one set. Infinite mana for BetBoom down there. And it looks like GPK is gonna scout out the enemy ancients, just see what's happening, any stacks or anything. They have built things up quite decently for the Beastmaster and the ancient camp, and I'm assuming Naga or Pango is gonna try clear out the large camp because they need it.
Yeah, and this is your typical Beastmaster strategy right now in the year 2023. You go axes, you stack the camp with boar and wild axes in the lane. So then you go helm, you go arcane boots. I mean, typically you see the arcane boots first, to then like farm back into the helm, right?
Yeah, Light of Heaven's back. Oh, Kiritich, he's in a lot of trouble. And a danger just comes straight towards him, tries to juke with the illusions. They'll see the real one. Now they blast them down and now focus the tombstone for a bit of free money for Nightfall. Denied by FNG. This is a disaster though. It's only 2 kills, but a 2k lead 7.5 minutes in really is an indication of the things to come. You know, when Storm's had a free time and we know how good of a Storm game it is, Pango is very far behind and hasn't been able to find a moment to use Rolling Thunder yet, which is often something that we really require from this Pango, is that first Rolling Thunder in the mid lane to get a solo kill, or to kind of move up to top and play with your offlaner and pos for. But there's no good places to be.
No, these heroes are all so hard to deal with. Oh, here we go. Trontogi's gonna feed one away here if he wants to. Oh, they can't even do it.
Yeah, level 3 clockwork, no cares. And they come
even
in,
save TP'd.
refill the bottle, come in. Oh, you want to fight, do you? We'll bring some heroes here. 5 down bottom. That lane ward sees the Undying leaving. We noticed, yeah, he's farming large camp. Looks like FNG is going to TP out that bottom lane and not die. But even the Naga's being scouted. These 2 Dar Observer wards see everything VP are doing. And GPK's there, straight onto Kiritich. Pango tries with a swash and a roll, but a full lightning over the top. Dodges the rolling thunder, does still get clipped by the arrow and a bit of damage from Squadix. So the turnaround plays there. GPK trades his life for the Naga, and that's honestly worth it. Mega value for VP.
Yeah, I would agree. It's they really need some gold back at Squadix's way. Naga, she'll recover. She'll still be able to farm at some point. It'll be okay. This Pango needs stuff now. Toronto Tokyo is down here messing around, seeing these ancients are being stacked and everything. Does he have any sentries left? He does. Might try and go for a sneaky block, but for now he's just saying stay back.
Yeah, don't build up stacks. Let my Morphling hit your tower.
Sorry. Roar, but
yeah, good luck with that. He's got 10 stick charges on his clockwork. Oh, they're gonna kill him. Yeah.
Oh man, that was close.
If he gets off his stick charges there, he's away from it.
I think so. Well, I guess she had earned. Oh wait, but she wouldn't have had charges. So yeah, probably.
And then mid lane, we drop the tomb. Still trying to defend Squadix up against this GPK Storm.
The prize is mine.
It's just difficult times for VP. But they've got tools to use later on. In 5 minutes, 10 minutes, when they get a couple of items, get a couple more levels. They are able to team fight decently with the combos we mentioned in the draft. Song Arrow, Raw Arrow, and Rolling Thunder can be that team fight deciding ability. For FNG, just trying to hold out in the mid lane, get surrounded by 4 BetBoom heroes. We've got the nice Broodmother cut across the map as well.
And pick Undying and still lose your lane.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. That feels bad, huh?
That's a tough one.
Yeah, with the bottom tower already being dead, this Nightfall Brood. I mean, the game hasn't even started for her. It's 10 minutes in. This is Brood prime time now. We haven't even seen her reach full potential.
No, and there's also a Morphling in this game.
Yeah.
In case you guys were wondering, it's currently 76. Last hits 25 denies, 0 contest in lane. And Pure, he could probably buy any item this game, and I think he'll have a pretty good time.
Do whatever he wants to. What's he rushing Manta?
Should be rushing Revenant's Brooch, just a nice small 6,200 gold item. I think is the way to go. Yeah.
You're in deep now.
So just to experiment a little bit, see what happens.
I mean, he should be going Meteor Hammer. Let's be real.
All right, that would be very fitting. Yeah.
Turn into Naga and snare into Hammer. Easy combo.
Wait, why haven't I thought about that? The offlane Morphling could be bad guy. So we could do Strength Morphling, Strength builds, Meteor Hammer. So we go Treads, Meteor Hammer, Adaptive Striking people. We're a big fat. Oh my god, this is scary. This is good.
Well, do you need the? See, I'm thinking back to it was like Ice was doing it like 4 years ago. The Tranquil Soul Ring Yule Scepter build was what it was back in the day. So you had permanent regen of mana and HP to stay on the map, continually stunning people with Strength Adaptive Strikes. But
yeah, that's true.
I guess
like
you
that.
probably with Meteor Hammer, that's a mobile fountain already. You don't need the Tranquil Soul Ring probably.
So we just go Meteor Hammer.
So you just rush Meteor Hammer. Forget treads, forget boots.
Yeah, this is good. We're just big fat Morphling who just Meteor Hammers people at a stun.
That'd be sick.
So it has to be max though, because it's, well, I mean, it is 2.5. So, as long as they don't have any mobility, you'll get the stun into it or any BKB or rage or whatever. But at 3 seconds at max adaptive strike, we're guaranteed. We're hitting the hammer every time.
Yeah, for sure.
This is pretty good, guys. I think
pushback, right?
Someone queue up now.
Oh my god!
And let us know how it goes.
Notice he tried to roar the Morphling and just gets outmaneuvered. He saves his own Wild Wing though. Hurricanes the Wild Wing out of there. While Save does die to Squadix in the bottom jungle.
Radiant's top tower is on the rocks.
All right, all hope's not quite lost. Not yet. I mean, Squadix is recovering quite well, I have to say. Like, let us just consider how terrible his game was looking. But having picked up 2 kills now, he is top of his own team. We'll see if he can actually provide enough space for this Broodmother. And a Brood who, 3 points in Riptide now. Yeah. So just a couple little spinny spins, and the spiders go away, just like Squadix there with a swashbuckle.
Very nice.
Spiders.
Kills all the Spideys. And I guess that's a good point you bring up. You know, he has recovered, but it's taken quite a lot of resources from VP. They've neglected their Naga. They've given this Beastmaster a pretty torrid time up top, but they're all in recovery mode looking for that mid-game where they can actually team fight around the combos they've got. It's just a question of, you know, has it affected team morale? Is Kiritich okay being left alone to his own devices? Probably yes on a Naga Siren.
At this point, yeah. This is like, Pugna has definitely, you know, moved out of that stage where Pugna feels a little bit like Undying of just like smashing the lane with just like hitting your face against the keyboard sort of deal. But man, those nukes. If Nightfall's still there, it is a little bit difficult to deal with these spiders, so the constant nuke spam, because Kiritich is still relatively weak right now with just Yasha treads.
Yeah, it has no lifesteal, no HP regeneration or anything like that, so yeah, gets hit by a couple of spells, can't lane anymore.
Dire's top tower.
Curious to see where does VP want to fight, because both side lanes seem like uninhabitable for anybody on this VP side. Is it just defend mid tower with everything you've got right now?
Yes. Yeah. I'm actually shocked they still have this mid tower. I'm not sure how they still have this mid tower. I feel like
died several times. Oh, he's only dead once. He's just standing in the mid lane.
I feel like they should have been able to take this though. Like considering where Nightfall was at and they have a 4 Pugna, it seems crazy that they haven't taken this tower yet. If somehow BetBoom loses this game, I feel like this has to be part of the reason why.
Gonna catch DPK.
Here I am.
Hurricane.
That was a sick setup though, but there was no damage left in case he roared.
Yeah. They all moved up top towards the Arcane Rune. And GPK zips straight onto FNG. Doesn't quite finish him. Yeah, Squadex just pumps the Rolling Thunder and the rocket flares off the mark. I was only level 1, so probably wouldn't have killed FNG anyway.
All right, so the fact that you do that, you take away the Arcane Rune from Storm Spirit, which is massive, because like that. It's just free kills. Like when you're winning a game of Storm and you get these runes, it's easy GG's. But stealing the runes away from Storm is a great way to try and slow down his progress. They are just going to link up with Pure right now, though, and try and grab a couple of freebies. Squadex is ready for this, though. They have a good idea. I think they saw the smoke.
Yeah, he's got the Fusil Blade. He's ready to go, but the Mirana jumped on, killed off immediately. Now Squadex has to roll up. Tried to catch the Morphling, but the hook shot noticed, trapped inside the cogs and taken down. Save! Does die in the end. Swash and defuse the blade, but now FNG brought down by GPK Storm. That final zip in and a 3-for-1 trade, not going the way VP would have liked.
To the gills.
And that's a fight without your Nightfall Brood, who has just finished Greaves. 14-minute Greaves Soul Ring Wand on this Brood.
Yeah. That's an issue. Oh, they're all so firm.
Yeah. But I'm looking at his net worth board, like, okay, Squadex, he's close. Close 4th place, but then you've got top 3, and Morphling is top of the top.
Manta now, too.
Miracles. GPK gets stunned and disarmed. Still wants to play with Squadex's Pango. Good placement of the Tombstone. They've got Morphling to waveform aggressively. The maneuverability from Pure here as he swashes in as well. Kill off FNG and his Tomb. The house is brought down. And it feels like BetBoom, they had their coffee this morning. They're all playing very together. Every time a move happens, like you mentioned the save TP 7-8 minutes in, it seems like if a hero from VP shows, they know that VP want to fight as 5. So BetBoom bring 5 heroes.
And now you're seeing this combo as well of save, what he's doing, right? With the Pugna, he's just like killing all his life to put GPK back up to full HP and mana. Downside, he has arcanes and no
no tranquils.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Kiritich trying to juke with the illusions again. But the Naga Siren has the song. Waveform, the adaptive. Pure. Oh man, he lands it.
Oh, that was actually so cool.
He's invulnerable while waveforming, so he doesn't get slept, right?
Yeah, that's actually nasty. I don't think I've ever seen that. I mean, I guess I've seen it before, like with like E-Blades in the late game and stuff, and that looked really cool for how early this game is.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I think it's what we used to see, like Disruptor and Mirana picked against Naga Siren, right? Because you have spells that outrange the song. Apparently with waveform, yeah, Pure just does that himself. All right, really well done. He's gonna be closing into that magic point. Oh, Pango pushed back by the cogs and dead. How did they see it? They saw him, tracked him back, going onto his side of the river.
No breathing room here for VP.
Nope. Yeah, Morphling's going to hit that magic point of like 14,000 net worth at 20 minutes. And he's going to be massive. That's like when the game's unlosable.
Save is also he's fixed his problem. He's got his tranquil, so fill him back up. Come on over to the gas station. And I mean, I don't even think this is like the main reason they picked the Pugna. I do think Save. I think the reason they pick it is that it is strong in lane. Save likes playing it, and I think that it is very versatile. Like because it has the ability to push towers and stuff. I think the idea of just like you're not always gonna have a lineup that really takes such advantage of the life drain filling up your mana bar like this. But it is really cool that you can bring out heroes like Storm Spirit, and it's kind of cheesy, you know.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to think how many magic nukers do we have that are popular in the meta right now? Because Decrep seems so valuable when the majority of damage picked up is physical.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Lena. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, she was pretty physical too, but it was a little bit scary. All those games as a Pugna.
Yeah, and if you ban out Lesh, which I think they did this game as well, same kind of story. And we're very reliant on little bits of magic damage, mainly control spells, a little poke and prod, but it's all about the right clicks in this game for BetBoom. Straight into Roche they go. And GPK Storm going to have an Aegis, allow him to play even more freely. VP going for that tier 1 mid, just trying to bring it down before BetBoom can maneuver themselves back and defend it, and a hook shot off the mark, trying to catch the dragon. 150 HP remains. VP repurposing themselves, maybe wanting to kill off Nightfall here. Roar into arrow, and it's going to connect, so good damage. Kill off the Brood. A pretty huge kill there. A lot of gold for VP, and this should allow them to close out on that objective they've been eyeing up for quite some time.
All
right.
Just got knocked down.
It feels like the lead probably should have been a little bit larger for BetBoom. I mean, obviously they're still winning this game, and they feel great about the situation. But I would say that from what I expect from this team, I would have thought they'd have like, you know, another like 8K up right now after this Aegis. I think Virtus.pro are doing a pretty solid job of trying to like keep themselves in this game, because things were spiraling very, very quickly across all 3 lanes. And again, like the slowness of which they pushed the tier 1 tower mid, and then like the fact they went Roche after, like I feel like they probably could have Roche a little bit sooner too. Like I feel like BetBoom's just playing like a little bit slow, but I don't know if it's slow like or if it's just safe. Is it just like incredibly safe the way they think they're playing this? Yeah,
I think we touched on this last time we were casting BetBoom as well, where it feels like, I mean, they were doing their big push strat with that lone druid nonsense, right? And they were controlling like 70 or 80% of the map, but they weren't like contesting the other 20%. Like sometimes we see from teams, you know, they kind of swarm like 50 or 60%, and that's ours for sure. And then they poke into the other 50% contesting it. BetBoom really like to safeguard the larger slice of the pie and just let their opponents have the smaller slice instead of trying to fight over it. A guaranteed farm. Make sure you're going to be bigger than your opponents. But yeah, with a Naga and a Pango doing decently now. Kiritich is catching up even with 4 deaths to his name. Still has Manta and the majority of the heart now completed, so it does become a little trickier to kill.
Sage will finally finish this Spirit Vessel, I guess. I mean, his courier has been sitting in the cliffside here, holding the recipe for a very long time. I don't know how much value it's going to have at this point that it's finally coming out, though.
So this is the second Spirit Vessel we've seen in a couple of days, right? We had the one against a Huskar, and now one against the Morphling. It still feels like a lot of investment into an item, which is kind of risky when you've got so many dispels. So it's Kiritich, forced of Song again. Keep the Morphling and the Storm Spirit away from our base. And GPK making sure he doesn't get arrowed or anything like that.
Alright, but now there's no song. Do you just YOLO dive with this Aegis? It's like, well, there's 2 minutes left on Aegis. There's going to be almost 2 minutes of no song. I feel like they reset the lanes, build a big spider army, and GBK just like dives in with the next hook shot, maybe.
Because Morphling's in Naga mode. I mean, Pure's probably saying, hey, I've got mirror image. Let me farm. let me use these illusions to hit some creeps. Man, he's got a butterfly on Morphling.
Yeah.
What?
He's farmed.
This is the difficulty now. It feels like Save is the only killable hero. Like VP have to go on the Pugna.
Well, if you'd like to believe for 8x value, that's currently what you can get right now on Virtus.pro here from EGB. It's about that rough.
Yeah.
Okay, what is going on? Dota Plus. Dota Plus thinks it's a 37% chance. They think VP have a 1 in 3 chance of winning this game. That's crazy. Dota Plus, I don't know, bud.
1 in 3.
That's wild.
Is under attack.
That's like the highest discrepancy I think I've ever seen from what my gut would say. Maybe we're just like too factored into the players compared to the heroes, but like
I don't know. Like what's it thinking about? Like Naga's gonna keep split pushing?
I think Naga. Yeah.
Sayush. This is the trouble. You try and split push, you're against a Clock, a Storm, a Morphling, a Brood. All these heroes have some kind of maneuverability to catch you across the map. I'll see if Kirita can carry this one. 0-4-1 hasn't really had that much impact outside of dealing with creeps. Definitely can be a hero that pops out with a Heart Manta, becomes unkillable, buys a Scythe, then can kill off the Storm Spirit.
That is surprising, actually. That again, like being able to get up this high on Kiritich, while still like I'm impressed by Kiritich. I'm also impressed by Noticed and Squad. I really don't know where they're getting gold. Considering like this map should feel so much worse.
Well, it's like they died a bunch in the first 10 minutes. They used up their quota, and now they haven't died in a while. So all the gold is just accumulating interest, building up bank. I also really like the fact Pango's going for this Ags build as well. So he's scaling alongside the Naga Siren. Something that Pango can often suffer with is kind of hitting that brick wall of going utility. We're going Diffusal, Ags, Basher, and of course that Shield Crash CD talent, which he now does have at level 15. Makes him kind of nasty in team fights. You land a lucky bash onto Storm or Morphling. You can kill off Spidlings easily now with Shield Crash as well. Still only a 6k lead for BetBoom. So this Aegis didn't really get them that much.
Dota Plus, the greatest creation in the history. It says 50-50.
You serious?
Dota Plus is so it's too smart. I don't know. Is it right? Is that possible? 8x odds into immediate 50-50, 46% VP. It's going up. Virtus.pro is going up right now. Whoa. Guys, if you believe in Dota Plus, I don't want to tell you how to make money, but if you believe in Dota Plus, this is the best chance you're ever gonna get.
And Dota Plus is the probability of the team winning the game, right? Not the probability of like them winning the next team fight or something.
Yeah, no, it is the game.
The middle tower is under attack.
It's like, oh, Naga bought hard.
My good friend Kevin Malone says, if someone gives you 10,000 odds on anything, you take it.
You do.
Yeah, I know. If Virtus.pro wins this game, I'll be a very rich man.
Was that when Michael was going to jump off the top of the building for the?
Of course it was.
The security, the OSHA, health and safety, whatever. Yeah. It's a good episode. I don't know.
I'm still choosing to believe it's the BetBoom. I feel like the BKB comes up from Pure, they walk high ground, but maybe if that fight goes poorly,
I feel like if Naga dies, that 50-50 is going to turn to like a 90-10. You know, it's only because Naga is alive on the map with Heart Manta, and then Dota Plus sees her die once. Like, oh, that heart didn't make her tanky actually.
Won't last long.
Radiant's top tower.
Yeah, BetBoom just relinquishing control of the Radiant Ancients, not really pushing things too far. 2 lane wards for them. Can't really see where VP are coming from as they moonlight shadow across the map. Who's up here? Toronto Tokyo playing under his observer ward.
This BKB for Dota, this could be it.
They see them coming, and there's the hook shot in. Trying to block off the staircase. Notice, brought low, killed off before he can get a single spell or item off. GPK balling off to the right-hand side while the Broodmother stuck on the high ground. And the song required from Kiritich to engage TP away. Knows there's no more hook shot in play, no more catch to find him. So they lose the Beastmaster, and they run.
Well, that was the worst possible thing that could happen to them, losing their Beastmaster without BKB being popped. Like at first, it's like, oh, good, they went on Beastmaster. This is what we want to happen. But the nuke was just too powerful. They're just able to stack up way too much damage too fast. Was he? Yeah, Storm was still DD. I think without the DD, then then he lives. I'm pretty sure. Or at least he gets BKB into potential saving from like a Pango play or something.
And then they roar into arrow. It's like everything is relying on that roar. They need to roar, they need to arrow, and they rolling thunder. The 3 R's of VP's strategy.
Couple connection issues, unfortunately, here today for BetBoom.
We'll be back in. Save just hitting a Sato camp. Not doing anything majorly important. Yeah, next team fight, you're going to add in some really big elements from BetBoom. BKB Morphling you mentioned already. You're going to have a full staff on save, so the ability to get people away from their own cogs, away from the Rolling Thunder. Even going to have a Wraith Pact. It's already completed on the Broodmother. So what's she going next? Is that on disc?
Yeah, it was running around that last fight too. Oh, we got our damage done stats here on the right-hand side. As you can see, look at that Pugna damage. Look at that support player up there. Just chilling. A lot of that probably lane damage, obviously, as we saw the awful time Kiritich had.
I like what I see.
Well, that's pretty hype.
And that's just hero damage, right?
I believe so, yes.
So it's not counting spotlight as he's hit with blast and stuff like that.
No, it would be way higher for Naga. It was all damage or whatever.
1 minute 17 for next Roche. Well, that's something VP are very good at fighting around with the kit they've got. They've got the potential to steal Aegis, give BetBoom a few problems. Because looking at BetBoom's lineup, they don't have that kind of hero who wants to just high ground. They need to win a fight before they go up and kill tier 3.
Hey, look at this. Look at the runes at the top of the screen. And we're getting all the stats here. See, we had 2 runes, 2 power runes used by Murata, by Undying, and by Pango. And it's like, oh, why are the Murata and the Undying taking the power runes? That's why. When you see the Storm with 7 power runes used, it's like they're just trying to grab these things. Just get them out of the hands of GPK.
Look at that DD rune animation on the Storm. That's pretty slick. It's all shiny blue lightning flying across him.
That's his whole jam.
Yeah. And we're back into game. If you're just joining us, BetBoom pretty dominant through the laning stage, having a few hiccups here and there against this VP team fight lineup, but it's going to come down to that next Roche to really determine where this game's heading. There's a little push for they try to jump GPK, but the arrow doesn't land. Could have been great from Sayush.
Oh, hey, Save just did the thing.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
The Nether Ward. I saw him do it. For a
what purpose?
millisecond. I don't know. I think he was just making sure it worked. I think he was testing.
I'm just going to test out my old Nether Ward, yeah. Top up GPK.
Like, is that ever useful? I don't know. Because it feels like using it on your allies is so much more valuable than this like multi-enemy thing. Especially because it's only like 75%, so it's not even some like crazy broken thing.
Yeah, it's like I'm the only hero alive. I'm going to life drain my ward and
Dire's bottom tower is
try and
about
1v3 you or something like that. I don't know.
It would be crazy and like
going high ground. Is it good
or something? Yeah, maybe. I mean, what is it? 700 units of the ward. Yeah, I mean that's actually kind of big versus a bunch of melee heroes, I guess.
Yeah, you could place it like even in tower range. I don't think you mind too much, and just drain it because you're gonna be draining out against this Naga Pango.
Find a snack.
Oh, VP getting a bit of breathing room, pushing out that bottom lane with 4 heroes, gathering up a little bit of farm that otherwise they wouldn't have had. But a catch on the mid lane, noticed. Well, he goes down the staircase and the Dire Ward in lane spotted him. He does have high ground, but it's Roche time.
During our pause, we saw the 11 deep wards at that point already for Toronto Tokyo, I believe. So point with clearing this all out. No gem or anything either. He's just been spamming them down.
Radiance
11.
30
minutes in.
Not bad. I mean, to be fair, Virtus.pro also had around 11, I think, combined with Mirana and Undying. They were only a couple behind overall, but Toronto Tokyo, like, this is just how he's playing the role.
That's his
like,
job.
He has his force staff. Yeah, he is just slapping sentries down all over the place here.
My purpose. Remove your vision. It's like if he trades vision, he's fine. He's got rocket flare. He can see things coming. Well, VP just going to allow BetBoom to have this second Roche. So another Aegis and an Aghanim Shard. This time it's Pure to take it, and I kind of like that. As I was mentioning before, they don't have the best hero to like just walk up high ground and hit tier 3. Now Pure can feel pretty comfortable doing that.
Yeah, before it was kind of risky just the roar. Just in case, you know, you get caught out after like one initial stun or something, you get roared up. Don't have to worry about anything. Actually, they have no way of dealing with this, right? He's just going to be strength morphing. There's no silence.
Yeah, they have to catch him with like Song Arrow to kill him once, and then the second time is going to be very challenging.
I don't even know if they can kill him with Song Arrow. Like, actually. Like, how do they, if there's any allies, how do they kill him? Because he is guaranteed strength morph now.
getting a second wind.
Like, what do you...
With life drain,
like,
with hook shot.
Yeah, like they just, between, if there's any allies nearby, I feel like there's no way he dies.
So it's a game of ignore the Morphling, kill the Storm Spirit then, I guess. Just aim for GPK.
The more I see this, just like, why didn't he buy Shard earlier? Like,
they're going for him top, and they catch him with a roll into the roar. GPK is tanky, but not surviving through that.
that was pretty slick. Now he is Basher, so that could be even easier. They barely got that connection, by the way. And like into the roar, that was really good. It was a bit close though.
That's a kill they absolutely needed to stay in this game. If GPK survives there, lives, then you've got push coming in mid and bottom. Brood shoving, Morphling shoving, Radiant base in danger.
Dire's top tower is about to
30 more seconds of freedom for VP. Means they can actually chip away at tier 2 top lane, maybe grab the outpost. Yeah, outlook on life looking a little brighter for Virtus.pro.
Radiant's bottom tower.
But as always, they're the ones being pressured much harder. BetBoom forcing rotations back. Tier 3 drop 500 health. That's even without the storm. What's Pure buying?
Dire's
Daedalus
is about
or
to take the plunge.
NKB? Oh, it's just Daedalus.
Big.
Doesn't even have life steal yet.
Dire's top tower is
I was gonna say there must be a DD because I just saw Storm throw a bottle on Pure, and indeed there's a DD up top here. So 2 minutes left. A 9-second BKB, a fresh scythe, no buyback here on GPK. They are going for it all, ladies and gentlemen. This will be the final maneuver. And if VP have any chance, this is the fight they need to win. How do you win it? Some preemptive vision would be great. Oh, they're not in position though. Spiders are starting to run through and scout.
Yeah, I mean, Naga's the only one really important with buyback on VP's side. I kind of want to make the argument that she needs to run in, die, buy back, and force the fight around that just to give them a numbers advantage. But then, hey, Naga losing out on so much gold means you're not scaling. One of those win the team fight now to maybe lose the game, but the ball in there, X on FNG. They've blown up the Undying, and the song comes a second too late. Aiming for Storm now, trying to catch him with the ensnare on the roll. The arrow fling! The Morphling is going wild on them. He's already taken down 2, and now Pure is aiming for the Naga Siren. Diving past tier 3 towers, hook shot from long range. And Toronto Tokyo helps secure them another kill. They will lose Nightfall in the midst of all these Naga illusions, and Pure looking a little worse for wear as well. They've broken the tower, and now they can open up on the barracks.
Oh, they were so close to getting GBK with no buyback. It was so close when he got saved, pulled out of there and saved, just healed him back up. But it wouldn't have mattered anyway with how Pure could just dive in and annihilate the Naga Siren, to be fair.
DD Daedalus Morphling really hurts. Swashbuckle doing quite a good amount of damage onto Save and GPK, but your barracks have now fallen. The get back is called by Save. Still has Aegis for 45 seconds. They're trying to body block him and get on top of Pure's Morphling. Standing there and hitting them.
What the heck are you doing?
Fighting. He's killing off Pure one time. But they've already spent the arrow. Well, if they have the arrow now, maybe they could go for another one. But BetBoom, they will evacuate. Toronto Tokyo even hookshotting into a creep camp.
Yeah, you're on your own, bud.
Off he goes.
Well, this is going to give them enough breathing room to get the buyback on GPK as well. So they're going to have to deal with 2 Storm Spirits zipping in with Sights as well. Toronto Tokyo manages to steal a tome that no one was looking at. Nice move. So that'll get him a couple levels. He's level 15, you know. Not quite as bad as the supports on the side of Virtus.pro though, as unfortunately Naga Siren tends to do this to your team, and especially in losing games where you never see a creep wave again, you know?
Yeah, and then the level disparity, right? Naga's level 17. You've got level 21 Morphling, level 19 Storm. And she starts to drag her feet a bit.
This is why you want to play like your Treant Protectors and your Hoodwinks with your Naga Siren. You just run along next to the illusions and then the side lanes and just get some XP. No one else is going to take it. I might as well, you know?
Yeah, soak it up. Has a scythe now. So another way to maybe catch out GPK. Storm now buying a BKB. Might get some utility out of Lincoln's or something. Trent.
Yes.
Trent.
Yep. Is there a rapier?
Click on the Morphling. You were joking about it earlier.
Yeah, he was supposed to rush it though. I mean, come on. You know, I've actually seen more Revenant Brooches in like 2 days than I've seen in my entire casting career.
Did we?
I think 3-3 bought one yesterday. We were joking about one, but I don't think he ended up getting one. But I saw 3-3 bought one on Lycan.
Puck was like buying one, then changed his mind like 5 times.
Yeah.
Did you say 3-3 bought one on Lycan?
Yeah. I think so, at least. I
Why?
want to say it was on Lycan. It made sense. It was an E-Blade.
Okay,
I
fine.
think he was trying to kill a DP. I think it was Zai's DP with E-Blade. He was trying to cut through or something.
Okay.
I think it was 3-3. I know it sounds stupid. I'm pretty sure he bought Nullifier and Revenant's Brooch. It was pretty crazy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, just don't see much of that item. Probably going to be one of those things where Pure has looked up the stats. Like, no one has ever won a game with Morphling having Revenant's Brooch. I'm going to be the first.
Well, he changed his mind. He decided to buy this one that's like kind of good called Lincoln's.
Oh.
You know?
Does GPK change as well? I feel like Lincoln's is way more valuable than BKB for him. Like, what does BKB save you against?
He would go Lincoln's too.
I get you against Raw, Scythe.
Dire's middle tower is under
So what are you worried about? Like, you can BKB Song Arrow?
I don't. I guess the song is kind of interesting because it's sort of like right now it is a reliable save in a lot of ways for them. But if he is BKB, he completely removes that from them. So he can just like target everyone anyway.
Yeah, and I guess against Song, the more BKBs you have, the more valuable they become. Like if one person has BKB against Song, you know, we've seen over the past 10 years, people just focus the BKB target. But now you have one on Morphling, Storm, and Pugna. So they've got 3 heroes who can actually fight during Song if they get their BKBs off in time. Look at these. BKB Naga, Scythe of Ice, Broodmother, huge items coming out around 40 minutes into this game. And 2 minutes left for Roshan to spawn. Map getting a little small for VP again. Top and mid, both fully controlled by BetBoom. Very fortunate they do have this Naga who's cleared out that bottom wave all the way towards Dire Tier 3. I do worry for the buildings in the Radiant base. It seems like we're having some FPS problems. A little bit of lag hitting the players. Be able to get back into things pretty quickly. Why is saves?
This game
Why is saves on the tag skillet?
Dire's bottom
You know, he's cooking.
Oh right, yeah.
Let him cook. You know. Yeah.
None of these non-stick Tefal frying pan nonsense. We've got a cast iron skillet over here. Doubles up as a melee weapon. Cast iron pan's like the funniest things to me. Like non-stick was just this, I don't know, pervasive notion that it's better than everything else. In the past 5 years, everyone's using cast iron again.
What can I say?
That's it. Oh, look at
Nice.
there and Hex. GPK forced after away. So they kill FNG. They bail out, and the Rolling Thunder is expended already by Squad Eggs. Life drain on Morphling means he's safe. So VP lose one, defend their high ground for now. But I believe BetBoom are just going to go for another push up.
To bring down Radiant's top tower.
And Nightfall just face tanking everything. Still has his Eon Disc to be assembled. Science of Ice off cooldown.
Structures are
They
fortified.
spot someone coming. They can snap into action very quickly. He's even cutting mid-wave. Making sure to keep that pressure on. And GPK, with his BKB up, they get noticed. Can't survive. And the Song doesn't keep anybody alive. The Arrow and... oh no, they miss out the Song Arrow combo on the Morphling. So now your tier 3's going to be given up.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Everything was like building up to this one fight, and I mean, this is what we assumed it would look like. I feel like that BetBoom would just roll over, but the reason they had a chance was winning this fight. If they could put something together, but it's not looking good, even with all these buybacks.
Yeah, Pure BKB is going to wear out soon, but he waveforms through the Rolling Thunder. Got it off very quickly before Squad X could land it.
chasing.
Yeah,
I think this is the play.
They have to. They need to go and get something done here, but Nightfall isn't coming. GPK balls on forward. Pango does get caught, but the Scythe and Raw, Arrow there, and Storm connected on with the full force of VP. Pure trying to get into the mix of things to blow up FNG. Morphling looking like he's too much to handle here. They're trying to bash him, control up Pure, but the Morphling stands his ground, and Squad X, oh, he got stuck there and had the swashbuckle to low ground. Toronto Tokyo back in onto Kiritich, turns into a little piggy, and Pure focusing down the Naga Siren. Fourth staff not going to save him. Ooh, gets out another mirror image, but blasted down in the end. Sayush will get a bit of collateral damage there and kill off Nightfall. But BetBoom, they've won this team fight, and they can come back up to high ground to finish off the lane if they want to.
Man, it was expensive, but if he didn't get stuck on the Pango, I can't help but feel like there was a chance there. You know? Like, he basically had to just throw away an entire ulti because of that.
Yeah. Like, if he bounces back, they get on Pure again.
Yeah, and then because Roche was up, so like you spent all the stuff on buyback, but then there was an Aegis, and they hadn't gotten the Megas. There was a universe where that could have been something with Virtus.pro, but unfortunately it'll just be more paint here. Come on, give it to Toronto Tokyo. Oh, he already has Ags. What am I talking about? Give it to Pierre.
Give it to Pure. Yeah, guess what? You've got shield crash every 3 seconds.
Oh, he already bought his too.
Inside the
Who are we
ball.
gonna give this to?
Wait, we just have an axe ready to go.
Oh, I guess we have a Storm Spirit. That's pretty free. Not much decision to be made here.
Hey, we vortex time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. If he kept that roll going, was able to keep shield crashing, swashbuckling, getting bashes, and getting that lucky shot, chance to turn around there and defend Kiritich.
Dude, look at these items on the ground here. This would have been the greatest time to come steal some items.
Pure, you okay, buddy? Oh, he's struggling.
He's trying to pick up some mangoes. Now there's an Ograx at... What? He's trying to get his courier to make the eggs. Because it's the courier's messing it all up.
Wait, they had to buy the point boost. They didn't have that yet. Had to sell his treads, buy point boost, and now re-deliver everything. Ag's blessing. Who's he gonna turn into? Just Naga every time?
There's anyone, honestly. There's anyone but Beastmaster, and I'm sure you can make it work. Leaps and arrows are always really nice. Pangalier's obviously crazy with his current build.
Swashbuckling
Beast is
Morphling.
the only one that's a little like eh.
Jump in. Down Gen FNG. GPK with a 3-man vortex. Waveform forward. Pure blows up the Undying. Needs the BKB up. Already pops the Eon Disc out of Squad X. And now VP trapped in their base. No Rolling Thunder. They've got Song into Arrow. But very shortly you'll be up against Mega Creeps. Toronto Tokyo, he's eyeing up a hook shot play. He sees noticed, 4 staffs away, Song comes. They're aiming for the Brood Mother. Arrows going on to Toronto Tokyo. They're against the Clockwork instead. And now you're against Megas. Naga even EKB'd up for this. They pop the link on the Morphling. Decent damage coming his way. But GPK, the 4-man Vortex. In comes Pure again. Roared up, but what can you do as VP? You do not have what it takes to fight against BetBoom inside your own base. Save life training up with his BKB running. Perfectly fine. And Pure with another bit of help from GPK. These big AoE Vortex are just catching out VP. And GG is forced down. 44 minutes it took them to defeat Virtus.pro, but it felt like the game was over 5 or 6 minutes in.
Victory!
It was a very commanding lead right from the beginning here. I don't know. In some ways, that's kind of painful for Virtus.pro because they held on for so long, but I hope they see it more like we were in a disastrous point. Like, if they look
Radiant ban. Dire's ban.
Can you picture that? So my house, when they did an extension on the back, they made another split. So, so my house is like a split entry in the front, and then you go in the house, when you get to the back side of the house, it's another split. So you go down again, you go up again.
So many stairs.
The puzzle. They'll never be able to find me.
Wait, but you don't have the number of stairs in your head, like as a memorized
Oh, I did
value?
in my childhood home, but I don't anymore, I realized.
Okay. I don't know. I realized a few years ago that I automatically count stairs when I'm going up and down them, and I don't know. It's just some compulsion I have. So it's like I know that in Germany there's like I don't know, this weird thing where like everything is odd numbered stairs. Like you go upstairs, like there's 15 stairs here, and then another 15, another 15 there.
Yet you couldn't keep a Roche timer.
No.
Had to get the game changed.
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah, it was incapable.
Yeah.
And all that typing, you're gonna type like 3 different numbers and put an R at the end of one, and it's just too difficult. Tried to learn from Eternal Envy, but it was too hard. Ooh.
Yes! The beast!
Finally.
We asked, BetBoom deliver. Where's the beast? All right. Okay, so let's discuss here. First pick last game was for BetBoom. Brood was left in. They did win with it. It wasn't like a crushing Brood game. Actually, you know, it kind of was a crushing. They stopped the lane. He had 14-minute Greaves. Yeah, I'd say don't do that again. But obviously, it's Virtus.pro with the first pick this time. BetBoom don't play that game. They're not giving over the Brood Mother. They don't want to lose and feel stupid. And FNG, instead of going for the Undying, goes for the Inch.
5 seconds.
That's kind of
remaining.
interesting.
Yeah, I guess looking for more of that lane and tower pressure from a support rather than kind of relying on the Beastmaster to do it, giving them a few more options that direction. And I guess also soft blocking Beastmaster and some of these summon heroes, which Nightfall is very adept at playing, right? Beastmaster, Lycan, you're kind of saying, hey, we have an Ench, do you really want to do that? And I love the reaction from BetBoom saying, no, we don't. We want to do Pugna Primal Beast. We will decrep and trample you in lane instead.
Do you think like there was any logic in terms of the oh, maybe not. I don't know what I'm thinking.
And it's definitely logic in the Ember Spirit going up priority, right? Give Squadix his best hero.
10 seconds.
Make sure it's not banned second or third phase.
Yeah, I like the Ember. I'm trying to think,
5
like,
seconds
what
remaining.
do you think they thought they wouldn't Pugna with the Enchantress? Do you think they were just like, maybe they won't Pugna because like just for having the Dispel? Is that? But I don't even know if that factors in, because if anything, Pugna's also kind of nice versus Ench for the other reasons. Like, I don't really think decrep saves have been a thing so much for this.
No.
Yeah. But either way, they got a Pugna anyway, so you're still gonna have to deal with it.
Yeah, I'm not
Dire's
sure.
ban now.
I guess in lane, yes. Maybe not the way that you worded it, that they wouldn't go for Pugna, but it's giving you more tools against Pugna, right? Because like in a straight 1v1, mid game, Pugna's going to beat the Ench, but in the first 10 minutes, it's like Ench plus creep against Pugna. So even if you are fast and running around, you're not trading against one hero, you're trading against
5
two.
seconds remaining.
Yeah. Oh yeah, what was the change for Ench? Is that she can't grab a range creep now? Isn't that right?
Oh really?
Until a certain level, right? That was part of the patch. That was like one of those. I remember that was like kind of
Because the creep levels changed.
Yeah, they changed the level. But I think you can get at like level 2 Ench or something. It's not that bad. Range creeps are now level 5. So what is that for Enchantress?
10 seconds.
That's level 2, right? Yeah. So you just can't get them at level 1. So it's not that big of a deal.
Remaining.
Okay.
But like
You could
sometimes,
grab the ghost instead.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Those like sometimes you would see the camps blocked so much when people were playing against the Ench that they were kind of forced to do the range creep, and it wasn't that bad. Like range creep is still pretty sick, but not gonna be an option. But yeah, I do think we should be watching Enchantress's camps to see if she can get one of those more powerful early creeps, especially versus the Pugna.
I just had Nate the Scott tweet at me. Apparently Pugna with the shard just clears illusions, and that's why I saved it so
Oh,
quickly.
duh. Yeah, that makes so much sense.
That makes so
Yeah,
so much
I've
sense.
actually seen that before. Probably should have realized that. My bad. Thank you, Nate.
Like it just
Classic.
annihilates annihilates illusions. He posted a clip of it as well. That's very useful.
Yeah, it's like the lion too with the shard. Classic caster brain.
So caught up in little details that sometimes we just don't think about. The stuff that's in front of us. Can't see the forest for the trees.
Dire's turn to pick.
Oh, that Rubik bandit again. Really prioritizing that. All right, Toronto Tokyo, what are you playing this game?
Clockwork.
Radiant's
What
turn
else?
to pick. Disruptor.
Oh, a disruptor. Okay, so 2 ranged int supports. Bit squishy, but I guess Primal Beast makes up for that being a big tanky boy that initiates very nicely from the offlane.
He also, because of Onslaught, I think there's like kind of some glimpse help there too. Like just the absolute range of Onslaught. I have seen some fights where that exactly happens at the end of the engagement. Someone's trying to get away, glimpses back, there's no way to get vision of them, and then Primal Beast just charges through, sends them back. I do think the Ember generally does fairly well versus Disruptor, though, I'd say. Like, I feel like the good Ember players are fairly capable of dodging glimpse just by using remnants. But obviously if you're out of remnants, you're just done.
And usually Ember's the one on the front foot, kind of hunting for the Pugner and Disruptor. I like the Clockwork, that added bit of vision for them. Gives Ember a little bit of an easier time finding those snipes. Now we've got a Drow Ranger. I mean, what is it? Drow Clock Lane against a Primal Beast Pugner?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
Maybe.
so they've got Gust, at least.
Dude, I don't know. That sounds kind of painful. I feel like this Pugna just is going to start doing his thing again now, though. Like, spamming like crazy. I guess you just have to try and keep the distance as Drow. Hope he's just going to, like, dove under tower like they did last time.
I'm wondering if they try and dodge lanes.
Yeah.
Like, do you put Clock Drow, what are they? They're Radiant in the top lane?
Yeah. That could be a bit
I'm
tough.
also wondering, like, where is Ench an FNG hero? Because now that I'm pick the Clockwork, feels like that's going to be for him. So Ench goes off lane as a 4.
I don't know. Yeah, because like Drow Ench also doesn't sound that great. I feel like I was hoping for like
Disruptor, right?
Yeah, I don't know. BetBoom are just, I don't know, I feel like I'd be feeling pretty good right now. Like, I don't really feel that great about Virtus.pro's lineup, and they still have 2 counter picks left for BetBoom. Pure could go first hero here, but it's more likely to just pick the mid, right? Like, Ember's definitely going mid, so might as well grab that first, save Pure's hero for last.
Well, they've already banned three GPK heroes, right? You can expect another 2 to be banned after.
Yeah. I think that some teams might go like a Puck here theoretically versus like the Ember and just getting the back.
Necro. I want Necro so bad.
Yeah.
Like Necro into Drow Clock Ench. You stomp Ember in lane. There's no one that deals with you from the other 3 heroes. I know I've seen a bunch of streamers and pubbers starting to bring the Necro out again. Greaves Radiance being such high priority items, and he loves them.
5 seconds remaining.
Grab the Tiny instead, though. Not a hero we get to see too often in the mid lane anymore. They don't have the best AoE control for the eventual Ags builds kind of deal, where we see like those really wild combos, but overall it does play a pretty solid Tiny game. Obviously versus the Enchantress, you just, there's memes. He can't punch her, but he can also just combo her in one combo her in just one go. He just dives.
It's called the Tombo. The tiny combo, the Tombo. Yeah. Oh wait, you were there when
I was there. I was there for the Tombo, yeah. When history was made.
History was made. I keep forgetting. I need to bring it back. I think I used it once when I was casting with Lacoste. He just looks at me like, "What the fuck was that?"
All right. Well, Pierre. Any fun heroes they want to hand over to Pierre? The ultimate respect would be still banning Terrorblade right now, because that looks like a pure hero but kind of bad versus Ember and Drow, but I'm almost considering it.
When is it a Spectre game?
I don't know, because every time you see a Drow, you think Spectre.
Right.
Yeah.
That's how my brain works.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm asking you.
10 seconds.
But I look at this and think, it's not a bad Spectre game. You're against the Drow, and then the other heroes don't really touch the Spectre.
I do feel like their lane pressure looks really weak. I mean, we're gonna see what the offlaner is, so they could ban out like some of those heroes that may be a little bit better at pressuring her in the lane or taking her tower really quickly. So they could consider aiming for a Spectre. I don't know if Spear even plays, or if Pierre even really like plays that much Spectre though. I feel like it's not one of his heroes. I feel like
more likely
if,
to pick a Marcy or something.
or like a PL. Like, I mean, I know, you know, not necessarily versus Ember, but like, I feel like he'd rather go down that kind of a little bit more out there route.
Radiant's turn to pick.
Doom. The open beta's over, guys. No more Doom pickers.
All gone.
The client just kept crashing for me. I tried, guys. I tried to play the beta. I don't know about you guys.
Did you get into the queue at least?
Oh, there was no queue when I did it. I didn't try it until like Sunday night. It just loaded instantly for me every time. But then it just had some lovely crashes. I did some sweet beta testing, so.
5 seconds.
Submitting all your crash reports.
Yeah.
What's the noticed hero? Leaving him till last. And what is that? Tide? Okay. Against Disruptor? I guess there just weren't any heroes left.
Okay, instant pick. Bear. Yeah, I mean, yeah. They didn't even think about it. They're just like, oh, Tide? Okay. We're just going to counterpick whatever they pick in lane. What do they got?
Didn't even need to think about it.
Well?
Yeah, well. Have fun, VP.
On the plus side, they have 3 melee cores versus Drow. They all have some form of mobility or are very quick to pick up mobility, though, which can be a little bit scary. But if the cogs are good, you know, there is something there. There is some space to abuse.
Yeah, there's also the fact you have Enchantress laning with a Tide, so it's not the straight up Ursa's going to munch on the Tide Hunter. Ench can deal with Disruptor pretty well, and then deal with Pure as the kind of knock-on effect of that.
I am very curious to see how Save and Nightfall do again this lane, because it looks good to me. I feel like Clockwork and Drow are going to struggle.
Their combo is sickening. The Trample's magical damage, right? With Decrep, that's just
Stomp,
amped up.
stomp, stomp. Yeah.
Stomp all over people. Yeah,
the cogs are going to be so valuable, dude.
Well, trapping themselves inside against the Trample. Here we go, game 2 coming your way, and before we can get things started, EGB do have a few words for you.
Prepare for battle.
And here we go. BetBoom looking to try and cement themselves in the top 3 here of Tour 2 for Eastern Europe. And VP, having only played a couple of series so far, starting to move their way up that ranking table. Currently kind of tied up with Hydra and Na'Vi in the middle of the pack. So a pretty important game and series for both of these teams. Really looking towards that next major. Get ourselves into lane. BetBoom might get run at top. VP bringing numbers to try and fight very early on. Toronto Tokyo
though
sees everything coming.
They're gonna get a D ward, I think, on this based on what just happened. I think FNG is gonna straight up run over there and D ward that pillar. Yeah, easy.
Давай, наша ладонь. Чопа,
All right, good.
I'm so good.
Ah, man, where's Drow going now though? Back bottom, as expected, or what?
Yeah, they all what, right? It's the whole point of the move from VP is to scout and get lane information, right? To try and figure out where they're heading. That indicates a potential lane swap. There's also the question, like, do you put Drow mid? Do you put Squadix in a side lane? You try and double dodge things. Looks like for now Kiritich is going to make the long walk back down to bottom.
He can't even go through the jungle. He's too scared to run into this like Pugda.
FNG even going to TP. TP to the tier 2.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
And Drow just going to walk it. Maybe he was thinking Drow might want to TP tier 1. And there are the odds.
Yeah, true.
3.1 to 1.3. A little closer.
All right. Well, maybe Sage will just have like the most clutch chance of all time versus the overpower. You know, that could be a mid-game interaction. That'd be kind of wild.
That could be.
End up saving somebody. Yeah. We'll see if that ends up helping.
What's happening in this bot lane? They're just like last hitting under tower, pressuring Kiritich to half HP.
Yeah, I don't know. There's just some trampling and some nether blasting happening. Not a good start. Mid lane last game didn't go too well for Squad. Sounded like kind of okay, but then it just got worse and worse and worse and worse. This time though, he's on his Ember, so this is the hero that we've talked about a lot. Best hero, hence why they're going to pick up very early. And hopefully that'll give them a little bit more initiative in the earlier parts of this game. As FNG tries to bully back Nightfall and save as much as possible.
Yeah.
They're just trying to like whittle that HP so they can't full commit on the Kiritich under tower.
And it's like pre-level 2 as well, right? Making sure that he does that before they hit level 2.
Yeah.
So they're a little more afraid of the onslaught trample coming in.
Oh, he's got level 2. Almost had kind of a moment there, but realized the Kiritich doesn't really have the damage to do anything.
Yeah, they really want to go on the drow. They don't care about killing Clockwork. Still a close fought battle in that mid lane. 9-3 on the Tiny. Squadix trying to trade hits. Keep up in the last hits as well.
Even FNG just both pulling creep and running into each other.
Hey, what's he got? He's got sentry in the large camp. So there's only one camp spawn there for BetBoom to pull. I mean, Nightfall, it gets hit by one frost arrow, doesn't really care. Like, doesn't take any damage with 5 armor and close to 900 HP.
Doing some calculations here. Saves like if I scale up Decrep right now, Decrep FNG, stomp around. LOL.
I'm so
Oh, little tipping FNG.
Big fans. They're just big FNG fans, that's all.
That's a good lad. He's being very annoying in that bottom lane. Here comes the big wave for BetBoom, which maybe they could use to dive tower, though. FNG even dragging it under tower to make sure that's not going to be happening. Not something you usually want to do as support. You know, in a pub game, you carry big flames and you're saying, why are you pulling creeps under tower? There's a very good reason for this. Allows FNG to get onto Nightfall, force the onslaught, battery assault cancelling it, and Nightfall is trapped in here. Damage is coming. Kiritich looking for the finish. The Decrep buys some time, saves up the Primal Beast, but that move all set up by FNG.
Yeah, and Nightfall, you know, he's a bit of a grinder. I mean, I'm sure he plays on some Smurfs, but I know he also plays on his real account. He actually has no games on Primal Beast on his real account. So, yeah, not
like
necessarily the team I was expecting. Yeah. I mean, he might have some pro games on it. I don't know, but probably has a couple pro games, I would guess. But he doesn't have any pubs, so he hasn't been on like the grind. I guess what I'm getting at.
Oh wow, okay.
But he does have like six registered Smurfs, or 1 account and 5 Smurfs. So
alternate accounts.
We've been through those today before. He recently won his last game on Primal Beast on Smurf number 5.
Okay.
According to Dota 2 Pro Tracker. So there you go.
Smurf number 5 is the Primal Beast account.
Yeah, he went phase, drums, BKB, back for Blink and Boots of Bearing, and a scythe. Ooh, that's cute.
So that's like the collapse build.
Yeah.
A phase into trying to the old Boots of Bearing.
I mean, it makes sense now. They're so funny, dude. I feel like Visage is... Visage had the biggest jump in win rate after the patch, which is really funny because like Visage had no changes. It was just the Boots of Bearing change. It went up like 5%. Because you can imagine with the birds, right? Like unlimited spam on the side lanes.
Buffed by proxy. Oh, yeah. Kiritich trampled on. FNG, he went for the Pugna. It looks like that's enough to safeguard Kiritich. Nightfall didn't quite have the damage. Would like to decrap and a Nether Blast. It wasn't coming. FNG is just single-handedly saving this lane. This could be like a 0-3 drow right now. But the Clockwork's putting his body in harm's way, making sure that waves are pulled correctly. Yeah. And BetBoom feeling like they should have got more out of this than they have already, and they will trample under tower again. This time it's first blood for Nightfall. You knew it was coming. It was going to happen eventually.
Oh, Squadix though? Freebie?
But yeah, takes down the Primal Beast. Grabs the bounty rune on his way through and returns back to mid.
Oh, it's not often you get that little drive-by when you go to pick up a rune. That's huge. GBK gonna be throwing out some serious questions here. Yeah. Sorry, didn't tell you that he was gone. My bad.
Missing mid?
Okay, yeah, missing. Ping.
GPK still ahead in experience, and they are now dead even in net worth. So that was a recovery for Squad X to get that kill on the Primal Beast. Interested to see what GPK goes for. Looks like treads. There's gloves of haste and yeah, the boots are coming. Give me treads, blink. The Echo Saber potentially.
And we also we talked a lot about this Ench and like the creeps and the importance of it too, but she does have the Harpy, which is doing great up there. She's able to block the camp, has spammed all the mana out already a couple times now. Oh, it's, it is going well for Node. Yeah, he's leading the CS for Sursa.
Look at him. 12 denies. That's just the story of Disruptor as a support versus Ench support, I guess. Do you think, you know, Recipe's tied, Ench beats Disruptor? Adding that little oomph from a creep and Sayush, yeah, I guess, dominating that top lane. The Tide is always under threat, though.
I mean, does he have 2 points Fury Swipe now? Yeah. That's still very scary.
Yeah, very scary, yeah. Toronto, Tokyo stacking branches. With branches and a salve. Can't cut through the trees. Ogre Frostmage was eyeing him up. Well, actually, that's huge for this lane as well. So now that scariness becomes mitigated. While down at bottom lane, some scary stuff happening inside the cogs. Gust misses and Nightfall sidestepping and moves back in onto Kiritish now. With that trample, making short work of the Drow Ranger, they'll blast her down. FNG sent away from lane. And BetBoom securing their dominance yet again.
Damn. Okay, I actually did not realize it lasted 45 seconds. That is crazy. I had no idea Ice Hammer lasts that long. I thought it was like 20 max.
That's a long old time.
Yeah, that's actually so useful in this matchup. Well, it's specifically when you have an Ench.
Creep duration is 60.
Yeah, so if you like get one at the end too, theoretically you're getting it for like, you know, 100 or like 105 seconds.
Long. What's he doing with his Hurricane creep in the mid lane? Thinking about going on GPK?
Oh, no, this is being punished for it right now.
TP from Ember. They glimpse back the Tide, still level 5. Pure getting jumped on by Squad X, but there's no chains. Well, Kiritish kills off Nightfall. They still
baby!
Kill off one with a Remnant. Still has another Slight and a double kill for Squad X. Across both lanes, they kill 3 heroes. GPK drops the Sorry again. Missing mid?
Onyx with the Ember. And the kills down bottom at the same time, though. Yeah, like the fact they're able to lock down the battery cell, getting on top there of Nightfall, and then it's just the raw right clicks from the Drow. Virtus.pro, they've taken a lead here. They have really stabilized things. You know, Ember's picking up some kills. There's going to be some pressure across the map. They lose the top tower, so Ench game plan going the way you want it to. But here comes GBK trying to upset the balance a little bit here. Moving through that Radiant jungle. They have detected this, though. Here to just whip back.
This is meant to be a situation where BetBoom are dominating lane. The fact they're behind feels pretty rough for them. It's been a great job from VP to have all these little moves. You know, FNG really standout performance in that bot lane, making sure there weren't too many opportunities for the Primal Beast to get on top of the Drow. And now Sayush, after winning top lane and killing tier 1 already, moves in towards mid for a bit of pressure there.
I do think watching Kiritish is going to be very interesting right now, though, because like he's level 5, you know, he's like trying to get somewhere. He couldn't move back through his own jungle. He was too scared because where the Tiny could be. Has to ward up the pillar just to farm the jungle right now. So they really need this pressure from Tidehunter and Ember Spirit to try and open up some space for Kiritish. He's just like, he's scared to go bottom. FNG's getting like some XP. I feel like you give the tome to Kiritish, right? That's actually what I would do for this Drow. Yeah, it's probably. Just like give her tome at 10 so she can start farming faster. I mean, she's gonna get 6 anyway, so I guess maybe it's not necessary, but I mean, FNG is soaking so much in lane. Like, he already has Oak Shot.
Yeah, give it to Drow. Get her into those Ancients a little faster.
Or give it to Squad X, honestly. I'd be down for that, too. It's like, Ember needs to lead this game, man.
FNG stuck around a little bit too long down bottom. We'll see if BetBoom can actually finish off this tower. Hammer's there, but the TP reaction's coming. Squad X with level 1 in chains. Trying to get on top of the Pugner. Looks like just his appearance will keep them away from the objective.
Sayush is just sort of bullying Pure a little bit while he's trying to jungle. Notices nearby, but by playing together, they protect this vulnerability of the Tidehunter versus the Ursa. Sayush did steal the tome because, you know, XP support player. Never give it to my cores. Which, yeah, it's fine. I get it. Wants the untouchable.
I'm still level 5.
Yeah. I'm just an ench. There's no way I could do it myself.
Now,
FNG just solo smokes. Swinging into mid. Sayush noticed. They get spotted out. GPK's tiny, but a hook shot in onto save should catch them a Pugna kill. Drow Ranger unleashes the damage. And 5 heroes mid from Virtus.pro very early. 5-man group up to kill off as tier 1. They start to topple the dominoes. Swing from top into mid. Tide playing like a brood mother. Kills off top tower, sweeps through jungle. They pressure with the ench.
tower has fallen.
Map getting small for BetBoom.
And going for the pipe first to try and slow down some of this damage from the Primal Beast and the Tiny.
Tower is under attack.
I feel like that's the 2 heroes that you're most likely. I mean, obviously, if you all get caught with like Disruptor and stuff, it's going to be nice, but.
Radiant's bottom tower faces a stiff wind.
We can't kill the ench. They're trying. She had 1 charges, Nature's Attendance. Disruptor and Ursa can't even kill Sayush there. And bottom tier 1 is so close to death as well. Feels like BetBoom want to bring heroes down there. But they're all gathered around defending mid and top jungle. They don't want to really overexert themselves elsewhere.
I think Nightfall and GPK's game is very interesting right now. Without,
FNG was sat on a haste rune. GPK blinks on him. And FNG gets it anyway.
Gives them the not what you expected, yeah.
Yep.
But like Nightfall and GPK, like their itemization is very linked because of how this game is going. Because like you are behind a little bit and you feel the pressure of needing to do stuff because you have an Ursa who wants to farm a little bit. You have tower pressure theoretically, and you have a disruptor. So like you want to be making aggressive moves, getting the most out of your disruptor. And so Tiny has to go blink. And in most games, I think Primal Beast wants to go blink right now, but he feels pressure that he might have to go for a BKB first because number 1, they're a little bit behind, but he feels like he has to be this like first body into the fight. And I wonder if that's going to end up slowing down a lot of what Nightfall tries to do. Because like he's gonna have a hard time ramping up his own farm unless they just start like owning, and that is the goal behind this BKB. But if they don't hit a lot of these blink kills from GPK, it's gonna have this cascading effect on the Nightfall where he ends up like a little poor this game, I think.
I think that's the key component, right? GPK's bought this blink, he's used it a couple of times, no kills yet. Continuing to farm while bottom jungle. VP trying to mount a defense. It's back from Toronto Tokyo, sent FNG sideways, and now the jump back in. Nightfall and GPK find FNG's clock. A pick off for what? They would love to get Squadix here, but Ember Spirit is such a slippery hero. They need Static Storm to land, and right! I'll pulverize him, but he's still got Slight and Remnants to play around with here. GPK with a toss, the avalanche, the damage. Oh, the pipe with the Ravage. Squadix survives. A little close for comfort there, as he got toyed around with by BetBoom. Now the Ench and Drow arrive, trying to make this into a proper battle where everybody's involved, but it looks like BetBoom just going to give up control, back themselves away.
I actually thought this pipe purchase was a little risky because I was like, what are the chances you actually get a clutch save with a pipe versus these heroes? Like it feels like it's not gonna happen versus a versus a Tiny, and he actually gets one. That just like paid for the pipe itself. It's like it is a good item, like especially when the big team fight's happening. But early it's a bit rough. Oh, that was so cool.
Now he spent everything. No Ravage, no pipe. So Pulverize gets Kraken shelled off, trapped in the kinetic field for a little bit longer. Yeah, BetBoom lacking the damage. They need this Ursa to get big. His Battle Fury is still coming, and he has to enrage up at top. Running away from FNG and Kiritich, the Ursa dead. So Pure's Battle Fury delayed, and that gives Drow Ranger and this FNG Clockwork a little bit of momentum.
I think that this replay, if you're a carry player who's trying to improve, I think going back and watching this whole replay from Kiritich's perspective would be very interesting. Like the fact that he's up here helping to secure a kill on the Ursa, he's still the lowest of the cores. He just passed Primal Beast, so I guess he's not the lowest. And he just jumped the Ursa, so there you go. I mean, this is where he went from. He was just bottom of the cores, guys. And he's making his way out because of moves like this. And I feel like the vision has been kind of limited. Like he has to wait until they're making aggressive moves and his teammates find him, so he's been playing relatively safe. But this is definitely like the Tortoise Drow. Slow and steady. And getting up there. Not many rash movements. He's done a lot of safe walks where he won't go through the jungle. He goes like around where he knows it's going to be safe, and there's not going to be some random hero passing through. I just think it's been extremely interesting to see how he's moved around this map.
Yeah, usually we see this kind of thing with like a Terror Blade. The Terror Blade has the added factor of scouting with illusions and pushing waves out naturally with them. But just Drow are just playing like a TB without that added bit of vision and scouting info. Stay behind, bunker down, keep your tide in front of the Drow. That looks like they're already
under attack.
Oh, GPK. He blinked in, walks back, now the toss back. Static Storm on notice, they're going to push him around with a trample and onslaught. Glimpse in, notice, and they're going to die. Finally die. Yep. Not going to finally die. The jump toss, GPK secures the kill, the Squadix back in to take down the support. Nightfall drops quickly and GPK having to TP away. Took far too long to kill this tide through the pipe and the Kraken shell.
And did you see that play there as well from Notice? This has happened a lot with these Primal Beasts and Disruptors, where the Primal Beast will knock them out of the kinetic field. And so he placed himself up against it when he saw the Primal Beast charging. Got pushed out of the kinetic field Static Storm. And all those, he was 2 seconds from Ravage. It finally came back up, but he didn't have any way to get the mana for it, unfortunately. Or that could have been a complete and utter implosion there. Cold BetBoom.
Yeah, they could have lost everybody.
Yeah.
They're starting to hit their stride a little bit better now with the Battle Fury Ursa. Bottom jungle, they're going to kill on Sayush.
Damn. He was able just in range of that sentry.
Safeguard, a bit of farm for Nightfall in that bottom wave. And GPK is about to hit his Echo Saber. So we get to the point now, we're closing in around 20 minutes, where Roshan does start to become a key objective. You can see both teams could go for it. VP very good at fighting around the pit with Ember and Tide. Just need to keep their vision up, which looks like FNG will have a sneaky little ward placed. Of course, BetBoom with Ursa, one of the best Roshan heroes in the game.
Yep, gotta get that vision down. I mean, they have Clockwork, so hopefully they'll be able to keep a good eye on it as well. But the game for Virtus.pro right now is truly in the hands of Squadix. You know, if he plays that perfect game, he is the one that's going to be able to carry this team. You know, the Ursa is going to start getting big with that Battle Fury. Every time he's off the map, you know, he's farming fairly quickly. So it is something to be concerned about. But, you know, an Ember Spirit who is like middle of the pack at this point can still be controlling the game. He's the top net worth hero for a little while until he gets overtaken here. But nonetheless, this is where Squadix wants to be. We believe this is his best hero. You know, he's got the capabilities this game. Virtus.pro, it is in your hands right now to potentially work towards stealing that third spot. And it could all come down to just how he plays through this one game.
Yeah, and as a first phase pick as well, right? Like, that's got to be said. He got it picked second. And it looks like BetBoom had a bit of an answer in the lane with the tiny. GPK did pretty decently there. But from there on out, Squadix unkilled, has complete free reign in this game too. Now angling to
best chance here.
Nightfall has BKB.
I feel like you might have had to go for that one because, like, you smoked, no one showing at all. Like, Ench started showing on the lanes a little bit after. I feel like BetBoom kind of had the read on this, and by now they definitely know. Notice just shows mid. And it's only Nightfall showing.
I was watching Pure that whole time. He was sat by bottom tier 2 on the dire side, just knowing that Ancients weren't safe. It is complete game read. Now goes up through the top jungle, connecting with his team, who's pushing up top tier 1. Nightfall cutting wave in mid as well with a pulverize on the creep wave. Now BetBoom, they know exactly what VP are doing. They're pushing out bot, cutting into Ancients. That's kind of where naturally VP want to be. So nice little pockets of farm being found by BetBoom.
Yeah, it's one of those like nighttime smokes that are maybe a little too obvious.
To bring down Radiant's top tower.
But now Drought Ranger's made her way to the top of the net worth board.
Radiant's top tower is
Hurricane Pike into BKB. Scouting Roshan with rocket flares from FNG, just making sure BetBoom aren't sneaking anything.
Squadix TP's mid here too, because they line up behind Noticed.
Both teams are itching to team fight, right?
Ooh, Arcane Rune. This is big.
The Glimpse sending Noticed back. And an Arcane Rune for Squadix again. Yeah, it's huge.
Meanwhile, saves in the bottom lane with his Force Staff, his Void Stone, and a Philosopher's Stone. Like, yeah. All right, there's my Aether Lens. doesn't have that fun hero to recharge up to this game, though. That's kind of what I was talking about last time. It's like some games it's cute, but this game it doesn't really benefit them that much.
And now it's kind of just save people from drow if you can.
Yeah.
Hiding in the trees on the left side, Nightfall and GPK show the tiny now. I see a VP make a move in. TP out, GPK's away.
I think Toronto Tokyo is a genius. I mean, we've seen a lot of drums lately on the disruptors, which I think can be good. But I think this game, Raw Blink is really, really strong. And purely because they're going for the Ags build on the Tiny. Because I was thinking about the Ags build during the draft. I'm like, it doesn't look that good this game. But if he goes Blink Dagger on the Disruptor, suddenly the Ags build is really, really strong. Because like any kinetic field and static storm, and Tiny will be hitting these tree volleys, and it is gross.
Yeah, and I mean, you're looking at what Drow Ember going BKBs, but like a little bit delayed, coming out slowly as like a second or third item. Against Tide Engine Clockwork, if they get stuck in a field, they're dying. And Life Drain noticed. Okay, nice. A little bit of tickling for the Tide, who now has a Yule Scepter. Yule's against Ursa.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Things getting closer and closer.
Still favoring BetBoom. I'm a little surprised. I think overall, Virtus.pro, like state of the game and heroes, I would definitely prefer to have Virtus.pros. But, you know, just the caliber of players, I guess, here.
I also think we haven't seen Ursa with this Battle Fury build. He's been kind of slow off the mark, farming away, but now he has BKB and then the Blink. You know, things start to stack up and he hits that critical mass where he just jumps in and kills the Ember Spirit in one round of Fury swipes. Like, all Ursa needs is the control. If him and Tiny can blink a target, they die immediately.
Well, Nightfall has his second pair of boots here, guys. I love this hero. This is so dumb. 4 feet, you know? Well, actually, he's not 4 feet. He just walks really, really crouched. He's just a T-Rex, really. It looks like 4 feet to the untrained eye.
We had this discussion last time.
Yeah, we did. I was
sure he had 4 feet. Yeah, someone brought up the comparison. He walks like a pangolin.
Right, he does. And yet we have a pangolier. There he is.
Pangolier is, I guess, more humanoid, standing on 2 feet, tall and proud as FNG. Straight in onto Pure, but he BKB's up, but they're focusing Tidehunter. Noticed, self-fuels. Toronto Tokyo being shredded in the back. Squad X open air while the 2 supports. And now Pure having to enrage. They've saved themselves up. Notice finally dies to the Primal Beast, but Pure slaughtered as Virtus.pro take down 3 of BetBoom.
Ooh, man. Ember doing his thing, eh? Like, he is just unchecked in this fight. You can see the raw damage coming out from Pure. Obviously, he is there. I have become the bear. Oh my god, he's 44.
He did all the damage. Nobody else did anything.
That is a scary bear. I'll say that.
My sprites are with us.
But yeah, not enough in this case. And they're into that roach pit. You know what? Okay, wait, he's coming. He has the eggs. He disassembled the Echo Saber. Oh, he has the gold for the Blink on Toronto Tokyo, but he doesn't have it.
Ooh, well, they've stopped VP from doing Roche. Less than 3,000 health on the big man in the pit. And now the Blink is coming.
Bottom tower is under attack.
But yeah, that was a showing of VP's BKBs against BetBoom's Blink and BKB on the Ursa. It didn't use Ravage in that fight either, so this next battle around the pit could be decided by Noticed.
It's either going to be Noticed or it's going to be GPK's tree volley. All right, what do you got, Toronto Tokyo? Let's see this Blink play. How good can he do? How can he get the Stack Storm onto the Tidehunter?
But Glemmer saved him up. The Disruptor, full stack drifting away. Constant Static Storm and the Tree Volley, zoning them out, killing FNG finally. As Save brings Toronto Tokyo out of the danger zone. Could have died to a rogue rocket flare or something.
They're trying to take the pit because they can't contest the Ursa anymore.
Toss back, a BKB, Pure. He's on Noticed, the self-fuels. Squadix kills Toronto Tokyo in the back, but they've got the Tidehunter. His Ravage does very little through the BKBs of BetBoom. Now Squadix and Sayush in a little bit of danger. BetBoom the ones evacuating though. 2-man slight change, jump back in, the Gust not enough. Squadix gets shredded and that's the danger. The Blink Avalanche toss with the Ursa damage. They see a target and they kill them. Not even a chance to BKB.
So good. Yeah, that was a bit greedy. I would say, the way he went in there at the end of the BKB.
Oh, Kiritich. Oh, Kiritich. They don't have a cancel vote.
He's wild, though. I mean, that's still kind of scary versus Ursa.
Spooky stuff.
Oh,
Good
the
attempt,
layers
though.
there, man. Like, the stack store comes down. It's not on the Tidehunter, so suddenly, like, Virtus.pro are feeling, oh, okay, they don't have Static Storm. I'm like guaranteed gonna get off a Ravage now. This is great. But Ursa has that BKB, and then they got a little bit too disjointed where he ends up popping the Ravage into a couple targets that get hit, but overall it's Ursa BKB just wailing away the killing tide. So they know they can go into the pit and just take it, and yeah.
I think
Yeah,
he hadn't hit
just
the
gone.
Tiny because Primal Beast BKB'd, Ursa BKB'd. It was just, I have to Ravage now or else I'm dying without using it situation for Noticed.
Yep. And now there's a Blink BKB Ursa, so...
And a Blink BKB Primal Beast in a second. Very close to it on Nightfall. And the first death of the game for Squadex's Ember Spirit. And he's been pretty free this entire time. Now has to be pretty itchy on the trigger finger for that BKB. As soon as you see the Tiny or Disruptor, you need that vision to see where they're blinking from. You don't have much of a chance to react, honestly, without it.
And this is, I feel like Kiritich has moved into a valley in terms of the power. Like, I would say that he did better than most Drows do with the amount of farm that he had, like in terms of being involved in some of the engagements and helping with some fights and stuff. But in the end, the true Drow doesn't come out until like 4 items, you know? Usually some sort of ultimate orb item, be it like Scotties or Mantos or whatever. And in this case, going for the Silver Edge, so kind of an interesting way to go about it. Will help out in certain ways how you now have to play this game. But either way, Kiritich right now does not really want to be involved in anything.
Nah, just sit back and farm for a bit. Yeah, usually we see like the Scardy, Daedalus, Satanic kind of thing come out. Become a right-click monster. Where are BetBoom going? I just watched them smoke on Radiant side of the river. And then they were moving back to their own mid-tier 2. And now they're walking towards the Roche pit.
I don't know if they had a read
going?
that maybe they had a read that they were gonna try and move from Virtus.pro from the outpost to the Dire Ancients and try and catch them retreating out of Radiant Jungle back towards their own Ancients and like set up. They didn't want to get caught up by that. That's something I can think.
Oh, DD. GPK DD rune. Radiant Vision saw it disappear.
Yeah. Something is afoot.
Oh, who took that?
You know, Pure, it is spring already, actually. It's like 8 days ago, man. Keep up.
Doesn't feel like it, though. I had hailstones here yesterday.
True, yeah, it just snowed.
Like, this weather is wild. And it wasn't like normal hailstones. I don't know, maybe there's different types. But I'm used to hailstones just being like ice, rocks. This was like, I don't know, this was like the candy bar version of a hailstone. It was like ice rock covered in a soft snow surrounding.
Some nugget.
Yeah.
The real good stuff. Yeah, I don't know. They say it's spring. Oh, Pure. Oh, all right, chilling. Every day, my 5-year-old wakes up and asks me if he can wear shorts today. And I'm like, dude, there's snow outside. And he's like, I want to wear shorts. And then I went to pick him up, and he was too hot because the sun was out at daycare. And he said, I knew I was right. Oh, were you right, Nightfall?
Kiritich nearly straight up dies to it. SNG's clockwork, jetpacking away, and Pure just being right-clicked by the Drow. They've got the life drain to keep him safe. So quick in and out there from
notice.
BetBoom.
He's thinking about it. He's thinking about it.
He's got the blink, eh? Yeah.
He's got the blink stage at the force staff. I saw the magic. It was working in his little gorilla brain. Do I do it? You know? Brainstem activating. Want to hit big Ravage. You have to fight the urge, though. I know, it's tough.
I want to chip away at this Aegis. 45 seconds remains on the timer for it.
It's Vision. Radiant Vision. They see them.
Yeah, they know where Nightfall is. And they know that there's Vision there now. Toronto Tokyo was like, I want to go de-ward it. It's a little spooky though.
Oh, they're all there.
They're gonna catch Disruptor. 4 staffs in. Gem drop and Static Storm wasted. Squadix with his BKB chasing GPK. Don't know if they can do this. The Centaur's killed off by the Nether Ward, I believe, as it tried to stop.
Bottom tower won't last long.
So they just lose the Disruptor. Aegis gonna be reclaimed.
What is Nightfall doing?
Don't know.
He's getting a little crazy here. This Yules is really cool from Notice. Like, it's actually such a good game for it. It's really hard to pick this up in the right moments anymore. Because like he could have had like a shard, for example, could be kind of useful. But I think a lot of what the Yules is nice for here is like random stuns. But anyway, that's a freebie.
Yeah. Ooh. Notice blinks away from the trample there. Yeah, it was so close to being like a massive 5-man Ravage, wasn't it? Notice was 300 range away from having the perfect initiation. The follow through they've got is pretty hefty with this slight and the multi-shot from Ember and Drought. Gotta be so careful with how you position yourselves defending this mid-tier 2 now, though.
God, it's just like one stun into GBK tree volley and you can just lose heroes so quickly.
A gift from the tempest of battle.
The Shiva's build is really smart here from Squadix, by the way. Like, he really needs that armor.
Any kind of protection. Like, we even saw, Kiritich with marksmanship and a million armor and agi and stuff lose like 60% of her HP with just a couple of trees landing on her.
Yeah. It does not take much from the old tree volley, especially once you're into this Chrysalis here.
Well, Radiant Scan connects on Nightfall. FNG was scouting Roach Pit with rocket flares, but there's still a minute and a half at least for it to come back up. I go on save instead. Dusting the Pugner. Glimmercave doesn't save you. Kiritich gathers up a kill as they grab the outpost, planting themselves in that northern jungle, guarding up an arcane rune for Squadix again.
Oh, nice. And nearly has the gold for that Shiva's too. Can complete that up here. Might not want to do it though. I don't know, because the Roche is gonna be up in about a minute, and you might need buyback for that Roche fight.
Nightfall's doing a great job this entire game of cutting waves. He's gone mid, cut a wave, goes bottom, pushes another one.
I think it's this double boot build that help. Okay, and an ogre totem. Yeah, all right. Just flex a little bit here.
He's everywhere.
Yeah, he's very quick around the map for a relatively cheap cost as well.
What's FNG doing?
Just jetpacking, you know.
Just jetpacking. Toronto Tokyo blinks aggressively to get high ground vision down and dies. And the rest of them want to come on in. They do fight into Notice and FNG. Nightfall trampling forward, onslaught and pulverize, catching the Ember Spirit. The damage looks good. Squadix, he's nearly dead. He is dead. A triple kill for GPK.
All right, well, the ward was worth it. I think we can confirm that.
Especially to get more bonus kills. And Chandra's gone. 4 for 1. Toronto Tokyo just hands off keyboard, leaning back, reclining and relaxing like, yeah, I did all of that with my blinking and death. And ward.
Gold and sweet.
It's that simple, frankly. I mean, you look, gave the vision, that's really all it took for Ursa. Had the Basher, just gotten the Nullifier as well. I don't even know where Tide went. He just got melted between between Tiny and Ursa. He vanished in milliseconds there. No chance for a Ravage. I mean, he didn't even BKB on Pure.
Did he not? No. Oh boy. It's always just so funny how important vision can be. Like, one observer will just outright win you the fight. Virtus.pro are kind of looking for the backlines, needing vision to enable the Ember Spirit and the Tide Hunter to make those jumps in. And then BetBoom, they need the vision to see where the initiation's coming from, so they can counteract that just by jumping the Tide. There's the Blink Ravage on the Pure, though. He's got Enrage and BKB, munches his way out of the cogs, fights Kiritich. Mano and Mano, their Drought doesn't last long. Pure, 1v3, sets up for a demolishing of BP. What has just occurred?
That was a desperate play. And they just felt like we have to find something right now. Like, we don't have all our heroes up. Like, let's try and go for a little play, try and catch this Ursa. It looked okay. They just didn't quite have the damage.
And now Roshan in 20 seconds. It'll be a freebie for BetBoom as they pick up some huge items. Scythe of Ice on the Primal Beast. Blink Dagger's coming now for save, I believe. Even more maneuverability for this Pugner to not get caught out by the Ember and the Clockwork. And straight out on the map, cutting waves again. Pure pressuring top tier 2. Nightfall in the mid lane.
Sneaky ward there too from save. Blinks, or rather Force Staffs over too. Gets that down. Oh, they're going to abuse that too.
FNG.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Oh, all he wanted was to de-ward.
Might be a ward here, guys. Yeah, there's a ward.
Radiant's middle tower can't handle
Well.
this deluge.
Holy shit!
Oh, whoops.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, tree volley. Oh.
Silver Edge.
Oh.
Radiant's middle
Yes.
tower can't handle this deluge.
If you... How does it work with Tree Volley and Silver Edge? It's like your first hit gets it, or you come out of invis before you hit?
Top
What
tower
happens?
is on the rock.
Oh. I think you would come out of invis. Yeah, you wouldn't actually like get the break.
Don't get a break on it.
No.
Oh, nice chains. Wait, hang on. Is Kiritich? Oh my god, that's funny. The chains on those two heroes made them feel like Kiritich will just TP out, and he stands there. He just waits in the trees. Oh, Save and GPK have found their ha buttons.
Yeah. Oh, good.
It's better than GPK spamming well played when his teammates die, that's for sure.
Stay spamming everything.
You're wasting your life.
Nightfall just playing the intercept here.
Oh man,
Make
now
sure there's no hook shot in and even tips FNG. Okay, big fans again.
Aegis and Shard on Ursa. Boy.
Oh, goody.
Spooky times for VP. And even though Drow recovered very nicely, 4th place in net worth at this point, desperately needing a few more items. Linked is queued, Silver Edge still up there. We're probably thinking at this point that she needs Butterfly or something, Scardy, tankiness.
I mean, they basically just have like their two heroes have become just better Drow. You know, they have this big AoE tree volley, which is like just better than Barrage, and they have the single target damage of an Ursa, which is just better than Drow when she's plinking away at you with the marksmanship. You know, Heritage is just the poor version of what BetBoom have right now. He's just in.
Pure has complete freedom. Excited up, catch house Cornix, forces the DKB, but he's dead anyway. Didn't get a chance to Remnant, has noticed the dramatic ravage does literally nothing. Saves Pugner at least a casualty here for BetBoom as VP gets jumped one more time. GPK in onto FNG and Pure aiming for Kiritich. Gust will miss. Tendrils connect on the Ursa, but in the end it's Nightfall and Pure just running over Virtus.pro. Kiritich turns and tries to fight. The glimpse across the death of Drow. And Chantress the only one out on the map living, hiding in Fountain. While your base is going to get pushed now by BetBoom.
Yeah, Pure kind of just done right now. He wants some mana back. She's like, please kill me.
Oh, team wipe in the end.
This rift has been driven between us.
That feels like it's over. But as we know from FNG teams, not until the very end. Give it one more crack, another couple of team fights. Let's wait until this Ursa loses Aegis.
They're running full spread in Radiant's bottom barracks. Radiant's bottom barracks.
Saving
And
gonna come down TP here.
There's a lot of comparisons, I think, between like where the goal and the experience was and what your heroes were on each team. You can kind of see some of the advantages being like heavily flexed here from BetBoom, just sort of knowing the strengths. Like specifically this Primal Beast, you compare it to a Tide, like, oh, well, that Squawks might live?
No. 70 seconds again on the clock. BetBoom also have the Dire buff. I think I saw someone saying it's like 34% win rate for Radiant.
Yeah.
So it's that 65 for Dire?
Yeah.
Oh, was that just Western Europe? I thought it was all. Yeah.
I think that's just Western Europe. I think they all said that North America has 50-50. Kind of interesting, but yeah. I mean, it has definitely seen that Dire is. I mean, that's the same thing in the major too, right?
Yeah.
There's similar numbers, but I don't know. Like you compare Tide and Primal Beast, and they actually play fairly similarly, except for the cooldowns, you know. And just like the overall speed. Like obviously, Ravage is this like giant one button that's really crazy, but like the ability to just like clear the waves and be this big body and just like single target like with no cooldowns is just ridiculous. Pure again, still try and get rid of this Aegis. Someone please kill me, he says.
Hook shot onto Nightfall, but Decrypt saves him from the Drow. BKB's up and slams the clockwork into the ground. Glimmer K buys a bit of time for FNG. Also
they
space.
actually can't fight right now. Like Save has no mana and Pure has no mana. It is time to just leave.
Tree volley? Oh my god! FNG so close to death.
Calculated.
I think you're right with the Primal Beast. The fact that he doesn't need... Like, he doesn't need Blink. It's a good item, but having Onslaught means you've got Initiation, whereas Tide needs the Blink to jump people. So it always feels like Tide is like an item behind in some regards.
It's also just really impressive how much space he made on the map. Maybe it's that level 15 talent that's kind of useful as well, right? The Dispel versus this lineup in particular is really cool for Nightfall. It probably gave him a little bit more confidence for his like cross-map movement.
Like against the chains catch, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Makes it so like the clockwork kind of has to be there.
Well, Toronto, Tokyo. Blink Ags Disruptor. It's time to go. Now they've got so many frontline heroes, just send them forward. Pure GPK move out across the river while Nightfall is farming backwards. Oh, wait, does he have Refresher Orb in now? Now, yes. Primal Beast has Refresher Orb.
With the Timeless Relic.
Oh my god.
Is he keeping the Relic?
Yeah, why not?
For the double sight?
Yeah.
Radiant are scanning for
Okay.
enemy.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah. A Daedalus nearly done on the Tiny as well. I don't know. I just don't see the answer from VP.
Could chat be like, pro player 2 boots? Lol. Am I right, guys? What does this guy know? Clearly it's not good or something. That'd be wild.
It's another turbo strat coming into pro game. Oh yeah, FNG. Two-man hook shot. No chance. Trying to play with the Primal Beast, but now look at Pure and Nightfall. They see Curative. Hello, Drow. Goodbye, Drow. Ravage connects on the Ursa, but this is costly for Virtus.pro. No Curative for 70 seconds, and Nightfall just blinks away from them while GPK is ripping them to shreds in the back. Squad is gone. FNG follows. VP bleeding out now. GG call. They gave it one more shot trying to defend their base. A 2-0 victory here for VP.
That's a surprisingly good initiation. Like, doesn't get much better than that, but obviously Virtus.pro a little bit too little and a little bit too late here. So there are some smiles, you know. They're talking about like, you know, good stuff, guys. There was some positives there in this series for Virtus.pro, but BetBoom on the other hand, they're starting to look a little bit more like their old selves.
Thank you.